So let me ask you a question, because you said something really important there. You talked about how OpenAI released a product and it just went, kaboom, million users in 5 days. I don't know, approximately 100 now, several months later. A phrase you hear a lot in my industry is projects going out there to bring on the next 10 million, the next 100 million, the next billion people into the world of Web3, into the metaverse. But guess what? ChatGPT didn't need to do anything special to bring those people on. They just created an amazing product that everybody wanted to use straight away, that used absolutely no user manual, no instructions. You just have a box, you talk to it, and it talks back to you. We kind of still are waiting for this, and I hate to say it, but, iPhone moment of the metaverse. But there's significant, as I said, technical hurdles, cultural development and hurdles that need to kind of happen. How do you see it planning out? I mean, it's not a cliff, it's a ladder. What do you see, or what do you think needs to happen before it becomes more mainstream, and how do you see it playing out?
We are in the Symbian Nokia communicator era of the metaverse right now. We have a glimpse of the potential use cases. We don't have a clue of the truly transformational, disruptive use cases that will arrive in a few years from now. We don't have a clue about the potential threats that this kind of technology can have on our society right now. I mean, think about impersonation through deepfakes, hyper-realistic avatars, and so on. Meta has their codec avatars, and I'm pretty sure that's probably they're reluctant to release it, because obviously this is a problem when it comes to digital identity. So it's important to understand here that there are some steps that need to happen in order, first of all, to make this the usability right. Let's not forget that the iPhone moment happens when technology, business models, and ergonomics come together. You need to have the perfect usability. You need to have an ecosystem of services and a business model that works. And you need to have the technology that supports all of this. Without these three components, the iPhone moment is not going to arrive, right? So when it comes to the business models, we have more or less an idea on how all of this is going to work. We want a global economy. We want interoperability between the platforms. But we haven't solved a problem yet, which is basically taxations between the platforms when you bring goods from one platform to the other. And you're laughing, but it's true. In the real world, if you buy something in one country and you bring it to another country, or you purchase it from another country, you bring it to another country, you have to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Why? Because there are some countries that sell some items at a lower price compared to other countries. And there are some services that obviously need to be paid on that platform or on that country that's derived from a percentage of the cut of the sales of that specific item. So if I buy a digital Lamborghini on the Decentraland that cost me $0.50, and I want to bring it to Fortnite where it costs $1, obviously Fortnite wants to cut. So all of these kind of mechanics needs to be worked out. So the business model is kind of there, but there are some problems, and there are some standards that need to be agreed upon across all of the platforms. When it comes to the technology, I believe that when it comes to the technology, we are probably 50% there, probably 50, 60% there. The problem with the technology is that right now, for example, waveguide visualization, when it comes to augmented reality, has its limitation when it comes to field of view and resolution and refresh rate. So we need a new kind of technology in order to provide images directly on the eyeballs of people in augmented reality. Virtual reality situation is a little bit better, and that's why I suppose that probably the upcoming headsets that everybody are talking about, and I don't even want to mention that name right now, but we all know that that's something that is happening and is brewing and probably is going to be launched in June. Probably that's going to be a very important moment in this industry. And at the same time, we have gaming companies like, for example, Valve, that's literally 2 days ago openly declared that they're working on their standalone headsets. And after the launch of the Steam Deck, that was extremely successful, I highly doubt that they're going to porch the launch of a standalone headset. But when it comes to usability, we are still light years behind. There are very few companies that are experimenting with hand gestures. The hand gestures on the Oculus Quest, the Meta Quest 2 right now, and the Meta Quest Pro is good, but it's not perfect. And we don't have a general interface that is universal on how to use those natural commands. At the same time, we are literally dipping our toe when it comes to natural language processing with larger language models. So being able to interact with digital agents that reply programmatically to us, not through a script, is the future of interactivity with digital agents in those platforms. But right now, it's very asynchronous. Imagine you talking, a text-to-speech agent identifying your speech, transforming it into text, pushing it into a large language model like ChatGPT. ChatGPT writes the response, and then this has to be compiled into a realistic audio file of some sort and then talk back to you. It's probably 2, 3, even 4 seconds of latency, and this is unacceptable right now. So all of those things need to change. We have an idea where we want to go, but we are not there yet. The snappy interface of the scrolling iPhone is not here yet, right? So we need some time, but we'll get there because we're working on it.
So